Okay. Nice. We're seeing more people now. All right. Thank you for letting us know. Let's see.
So everyone, we are doing a very, very important lesson, a facing history lesson, co-taught by Ms. Rivera and Ms. Hibbler. So like, Ms. Rivera, if you ever want to unmute, have any thoughts about beauty and how that's like beauty. Now there's beauty, right? And there's beauty, which is like our definition of beauty, right? Like how would you explain like the difference between the two to all kids?
I disagree with you. There's beauty, and then there's society's view on beauty.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so there's our beauty, like how we interpret it. And then there's another view how society thinks like what beauty is.
Yeah, like expectations on how people should look.
What? You guys are crazy. What?
No, we're not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so there are two different kinds of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Hibbler, it would be really good if we had a little assignment right now where they could show us, because I need them to paint a picture. Don't you think?
Yes, I agree. Should I click? Okay, if you haven't submitted yet, make sure you do.
Oh, look at Gilberto's definition. Oh, Brittany Chanel, you could be our host, like our co-host. Can you read some of these definitions?
Oh, sorry.
Or Letzi's? We could read for Letzi. What is beauty to you guys?
I'm sorry if I cut you off.
Mr. Rivera, do you agree with Brittany and Chanel? What are they talking about? Two different beauties.
Yeah, I feel like they have a really, really like good understanding of that there's two worlds, right, that we kind of live in and operate in. But I would rather that one of them were to explain what they meant by that.
Okay, I got you guys. So basically society's like view of beauty is basically like a short person, like 5'2", 5'3", like short, petite, like very little, with no type of like body fat or nothing like that. So like you can make it up in your mind, but it's basically like that.
So you have to be skinny and short to be beautiful according to society?
You don't have to be technically short, but like on what people grew up with, like on gender norms and how they expect men and women to be like, and they also expect them to look a certain way. Like men have to be masculine and supposed to not have feminine traits, and that's what they look at as handsome. And for a woman it's the same thing, but they have to be feminine and nice and not as strong as men. Basically that, yeah. When you really look in society, people want women and men to look a certain way for them to see, for them to be beautiful and to be accepted.
I love it. So what are some of what is true beauty to you? Miss Hibbler, can you read a couple of these definitions that are standing out? Twinkles to you two ladies.
Yeah, Jose said beauty, a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses, especially sight.
Jose, mwah! Chef's kiss. What else?
Beauty is perceived by the individual's mind, at times driven from society. I think it means there's beauty in everything, we just need to find it.
Let's see, are you saying we need to find our true beauty in the identity box over spring break? Yes.
Brittany says, I agree with Andy. Twinkles. Means that everyone has a different perspective on something. Yeah, it's like the same lines as like we need to find the beauty. Like you might find something beautiful that other people like don't usually see as beautiful.
You need to work to see it, like in art class.
All right, make sure you click submit. We are about to move to the next slide, everyone.
Yeah, y'all, easy grades, easy points. I'm putting them down now. Come on. Where are you?
Okay. So you are all going to be creating like a collage of sorts that defines what beauty standards like in society are that you may not agree with versus what beauty standards or what beauty is in your own eyes. So we'll look at an example that Miss made. And okay, here it is. So Miss made this collage. You can use words, you can use images, and because sometimes like images can just give you so many more words. So on the green bubble side, you're going to be writing what fake beauty or like the exterior beauty is seen as in society or by people. And that's kind of like what we were talking about last class with the internal versus external self. And then what true beauty is like on the blue, like what do you really believe on the blue side. So before we begin that, we're going to be, so you're just going to go onto this draw it and you can circle the things that you have questions about and check mark the ones that you agree with that Miss incorporated here. So if you want Miss to explain like why she used these images or words, you can circle them and then put a check mark next to the ones you agree with. Got lots of checks from Brittany. You agree with people see perfection as something to be like fake beauty, like society expects you to be perfect. They expect everyone to be like really thin models, like style. Everyone wants to follow trends. Everyone wants to wear makeup and like hide their imperfections. Oh, Karen encircled confidence. Miss explained this last class. Miss, do you want to explain the confidence?
Oh yeah, like if Kim Kardashian was walking around like this, like I'm Kim Kardashian, like she wouldn't be very attractive, right? Like people who are confident, like are beautiful, and they're like filled with light and happiness. Like that's beautiful. That's life. Confidence is life. Did I explain it well?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I had never really thought about like how much, like even just the way you stand, the way you hold yourself, it like is confidence and like how much that affects the way people perceive you.
So everyone listen up very carefully. Like you need to engage right now. I just had a student that didn't talk to me all year. She basically taught the class. Right? So this is like a great chance. If drawing frustrates you, we're going all 3D with these next two like projects. This is a great chance for you to really raise your grade. So engage, 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 engage. How many times have we posted the link? I'm going to post it again. And then stay on. Don't close the tab.
Yeah, look at Andy multitasking here.
I know he's like doing his portrait and on Nearpod.
We got a circle on this one.
Oh yeah, so yeah, like confidence, experience, right? So I was kind of thinking about how beautiful it is when someone knows a lot and has been through a lot. Kind of like thinking about like even like students, you guys, like having gone through so much, like with this pandemic and having like been through it. I think that's beautiful. Like overcoming obstacles is beautiful. Mr. Rivera, you must have updated all the Seesaw. Okay, that's awesome. There's some cool stuff happening on Seesaw. But let's focus on the whole beauty concept because this is going to help us with the identity box. We're moving forward. Okay, cool. So I'm excusing Angel. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, so going back to the deck, now we're going to be making these collages ourselves. So
it's okay if you didn't put submit. It's okay.
It's still open.
Yeah.
Okay, submit real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the deck, and if you go to the deck, you can access this really convenient on slide number 6. So So you guys are art period 7. So you're going to click on that and you have this Facing History and Yourselves notebook that you'll be using. And this is really cool because Miss made this and you guys can like see each other's work and be inspired by what other people write or like what images they use. And you have like your own individual slides. So if you open this up, someone's already on it. Awesome. It's in alphabetical order by your last name. So Andy, Alcazar is first, and like so on and so forth. So find your slides, and if you can't find them, please let us know. Don't struggle alone. Let us know. Ask us what slide am I on, and we'll go through and find it for you.
And Miss, they're just doing the blue and the green bubbles. So they're showing like what Brittany and Chanel were talking about, right? Like they're showing what do you think society's definition of beauty is versus what is true beauty for you? And this is only the beginning.
Yeah. And yeah, these slides, like the orange and purple is for after class. So you're only focusing on the green and blue.
For 7 minutes. Okay. I'm going to be crazy jealous. You're going to get full credit for starting your academic prep right now, just starting it. You're going to get like some points right now. Let's go ahead. Let's get going. I'm going to play a beauty song. This song is now 20 years old, and it's from when I graduated high school. So we should see you all on the slides. Green is society's definition of beauty. Blue is your definition of beauty. Just at least have like one image on both. You can write. Let us know if you need to find your slide. And you will refer back to this for the rest of the unit. This will help you with your final for the end of the year.
We got 2 people on here.
Come on, guys, let's go. Ooh, wait, that's the wrong one? I've been dropping the wrong link. This is all my fault. Okay, 1 second.
Period 7.
Sorry, guys. This one, my bad. Miss Hibbler, I should just go away. You be like, you be the teacher. I'm messing everything up. Is this it? Am I putting the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, who do we see on there? Oh, I see 6 people. Oh, I'm so excited. I see Brittany, Anonymous Dragon. Make sure you're writing on the right slide. Jose Duarte Castillo. Jose Mendez. Oh, I see more now. Guys, make me happy. Go on here. Go down, find your slide, go all the way down. Chanel, you're working on Andy's. Scroll down.
If your last name starts with like a letter that's later in the alphabet, you're gonna have to scroll down a ways because there are like 100 slides here.
Oh, look, people are on fire. People are working. People are getting their points. Get it, guys, get it. Society left. Your personal definition right. Find the beauty. External versus internal. Miss, does this tie in with the identity box?
It does.
You want to touch on that real fast as they start working?
Yeah, it's like we were talking about in this one, external versus internal. Like external kind of connects to like how beauty standards are seen by society. And someone even made the point like family even like perpetuates that. Like your family can make you feel bad about yourself because like they have this image in their head and they're like, you know, they can have some bad ideas that are just kind of stuck in.
And they don't mean any harm. It's just we see beauty in a messed up way. We have to correct it. We have to teach ourselves. Like Letty said, we have to work to find the beauty. Mister, how do you find beauty, like true beauty? What is true beauty to you, Mr. Rivera? You're on live on an art podcast.
I think it's always changing, but I guess I like things that are like honest, you know, not so much, doesn't have to be real, doesn't have to be something that is, I don't know, what everybody likes, you know. I think honesty has to do with like if you're just true to what yourself about what you really like, you know, and don't let like other people kind of influence what you're into. Does that make sense to you? I feel like especially when you're in high school or I guess I'll take that back. Throughout life, like no matter what, you're gonna try to get pushed in like a certain way of like what is beauty, you know, or what something is supposed to be. You know, it doesn't have to be beauty, but it just comes down to like what do you really believe, you know, because that's all that matters, and that's what beauty really is. You
Like
know, I
your
think that
beliefs. Well, I think that what? Sorry, Mister, I cut you off.
I can't remember.
I'm the worst.
Don't worry about it, Miss. It's all good.
I think you were talking like, but I like how you were talking about the idea of like conformity, which is a concept that's going to come up a lot on this unit. Guys, conformity, I'm writing it in the chat. Shout out to everyone who's going. We have a couple more minutes to start this. Means like what, Mister? Like wanting to be like everyone?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think beauty is like something that's really personal, you know, but it also is something that everybody can appreciate, if that makes any sense. It's personal in the sense that you're the person, they're your eyes, you know. You're seeing or you're experiencing whatever you think is beauty. But everybody else has that ability to appreciate beauty, you know. But what everybody sees is different, you know, which comes back to the quote that Miss had in the Nearpod, right? The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you know. So it's the big topics we're doing here, big thoughts.
Twinkles, Mister, twinkles. Miss, do you want to narrate some of the stuff that we're seeing? Guys, so why aren't you on here getting these easy points?
Yeah, I see a lot of like bubbles like on the slides, but not many pictures. Brittany is just going for it. And once you have enough on this side, you can like work between the two. But yeah, she's incorporating photos of models and people who are like really considered beautiful like on social media. But I think that like also like you have to bring attention to the fact that like their images like they're not really real, are they? Like when you post something like advertisements, posts on social media, they like can have editing, they can have makeup, they can have plastic surgery. And we have other people posting like perfect blonde hair and like the word perfect just like stamped on there. And if you're like not sure, you can like, or if you really like someone else's examples, you can even go to their slide, like copy and paste it into yours.
I'll even paste mine. I'll even paste mine in there if you guys want to grab any of mine. Because what I'm looking for is just a beginning. You know, like guys, like being present that gets you points. You know, and
Does everyone know how to post? Sorry, miss.
Yeah, does everyone know? Do you want to show like how to paste in a Google image just in case they don't know? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if that's okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go. Yeah, go, miss.
So you can go to like this little icon and it says insert image. And you can even just go search the web and it'll bring up this bar right here. And like, let's try typing in like makeup. If that's like something you feel, and that was an image someone used. Like you can just click on this and it brings it up right here. And I can edit that, make it smaller. And you can do, like you can search anything. Sometimes it doesn't show you exactly what you're looking for and you have to be like a little bit more specific. So that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. So I mean, this one and like the side that I believe is beautiful.
Yeah, and miss, if you want to do your own, or I mean, Mr. Rivera, if you want to do your own, we're parents. We have hardly any time, but like, yeah, like this is kind of like an ongoing assignment. We're just taking a few minutes to start it in class, and starting, man, that's a ball game. And look at this, someone's writing. Miss, you want to read that?
Yeah. Beauty in itself is a social construct that molds the foundation we have laid out as a society that stems from pedophilia and racism and continues to infect, oh, sorry, I think you're like still editing the words, our brains, and has been our fundamental thoughts on our perception of beauty. So do we even still have natural views on what we perceive as beautiful?
Who wrote that? A college professor? Who is that?
Oh,
That's
someone just
amazing.
snuck into class.
That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Who wrote that?
Melanie.
Melanie, I love you. Can you explain? Or are you just going to keep typing essays? I love it. Anyone want to explain their thoughts about the difference between the two? I'm also doing attendance. Miss, keep narrating.
Okay. I'm still seeing like a lot of people just like on the slides, but not really like adding anything into it. So make sure you do that. You can add like go to the text box, and make like how Melanie was just doing. You can start typing in words or ideas, just like a phrase or something that you think of when you think of fake beauty.
Okay, Mr. Mildred, Genesis, Kanaya, Catherine, or Destiny did not come in, correct? I don't think so. Okay.
I didn't see them, no.
Okay, yeah. It's just why I like wanted to make sure. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you big time points if you've just started, right? So put at least one image in there. Let's go, guys. This is the beginning of something very important. And then we got to move on because of time. But this is a start of understanding the difference.
We got Brittany.
Yes?
Chanel.
Yes?
That's a cool photo, Chanel. And Andrea.
Got it?
And Letzi.
Got it?
Come on, I see you there, Jose. I see you're here. You're on your slide. You just need to put some stuff in. And Karen.
Got it?
Oh yeah, let's see. I got you. Don't worry. I also see Randy. You're on your slide. You just need to put some words or images in. Yeah, like a lot of people are just kind of chilling. We got Melanie.
Ooh, love anything attractive. Mm-hmm. Who's that?
Gilberto.
Gilberto!
And Gabriel.
Nice.
And yeah, I think that was it. If I missed you, please let me know if I like skipped over your slide. There are a lot of slides.
So, mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I just want to ask Gilberto, what is this ACIS? Oh, is it? Sorry, that might have been a typo. I was just curious.
So, just a reminder, this is a beginning. So as we wrap up on, like, you can keep working on this, but we're gonna kind of keep moving on with the discussion. But this is like an academic prep assignment for the week. We're just beginning, right? And this is really, really important as we're thinking about like the identity box and like external, outside versus inside, right? And like Mr. Rivera said, it's your eyes. Right? So like use your eyes and decide to find beauty. What is beauty to you? And then you get points for using your eyes. Like really describe. So on your pod, you have what is true beauty in your eyes? Use this sentence frame. So kind of like start to think about that. So for example, I would say, true beauty was my grandma Ingebjörg Chapman because she spent her life seeing beauty, painting, and taking care of us. She loved us and she took care of us no matter what happened. She gave us everything. She gave us her life. That to me, my grandmother is true beauty. Like true beauty can be anything.
And we
And
also got Jose, Miss.
what?
Jose has started.
Woo! Go Jose.
Yeah, like steroids. That's the first that we've seen for men, especially. I think like everyone's like get muscle, get buff. It's like the male standards. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everyone, we're typing in Nearpod. I know we're like going back and forth, but you're just putting those into words, like what we just did with images into words.
Does anyone want to talk about their collage as we're kind of like slowly, clunkily transitioning? Not being clunky. I'm calling it clunky because that we had to fit a lot in into one class. We have to fit way too much in. But like what is beauty to you? And I got a lot of like brilliant mind. Y'all brilliant. What's beauty to you? Anyone? Beauty is what? True beauty is, in your eyes, is what?
Andrea says, beauty in my eyes is all about the personality because that is the most important.
I agree with Andrea. I think like true beauty comes within. Like you can have great looks on the outside and look good, but it's all about what's inside as well. Like if you're not good and like as a person inside, you're not gonna look good on the outside. It reflects. But I also think like how there's like people view like beauty like very differently. Yeah, there's people that have their preferences and they like fake beauty, as we're saying, like fake beauty with like people having like high expectations and high standards on how someone should look and stuff. I mean, people like that and think that's true beauty, and like then yeah, that can be seen like as beauty as well. And also like natural stuff like that everybody goes through, having like eye bags, having like natural things, wrinkles or anything, like people can find that as true beauty and like think of that as like, oh, that's natural, that's beautiful, like we should embrace that instead of trying to hide that with like makeup or anything else. Yeah.
Chanel, is it our fault for liking like fake beauty? Like who's
Oh,
is it?
um
Mhm.
I don't think it's our fault. Like people grow up with that. Like people grow up with like gender norms and like as a kid, as a child, you grow up like for example, girls grow up with liking Barbie dolls and stuff and looking how the doll looks, they think, oh, that's how a woman should look like. And they want to be like that. And they also see like Ken dolls and think, oh, like that's how a male should look. And I like that. And that's what I'm supposed to like. And but as you grow older and you soon to realize like, oh, like you find your own way of looking at things, um that you seen as beautiful, like from you gain experience and then you realize like, oh, this is true beauty, this is what I'm actually attracted to, this is what I like.
But but Chanel, some people never arrive there. Like, wouldn't
Yeah,
you agree? Like some people are trapped.
yeah, because they keep gaining like influence from social, from the people they're around with or like social media. Yeah.
So
it
how do we save people? How do we save people? Because it sounds like it's easy for you, Chanel, because you were like, oh wait, Barbie isn't real. I
yeah,
shouldn't like you had the ability to push Barbie aside. But a lot of people are like, what do we do? How do we help them?
I mean, it depends on the person too, if they really like want to realize that it's not for us, like it's not our duty to like try to help them realize, it's them as well, they need to try and put in the effort to realize too.
I disagree. I feel like we all have a personal responsibility, this universal obligation to do something. because not everyone can help themselves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we can also help like bring a good influence and show them like make them realize, but they have to do their part too into like um being convinced that what we see is true beauty, and they don't have to have high standards and look into society and see, oh, that's true beauty.
But what if we all stop buying Barbies and makeup? And what if we like reject, what if like we stop paying money to these people who are pushing beauty? Wouldn't that be the real answer if we all up standards and stopped buying? Like, would that be possible? What you think?
Yeah. Oh, well, like right now with this new generation, like a lot of people are bashing these old gender norms and finding new interests in people, and like they're like exploring, and now that's changing. People are stop having high standards, and people are like gaining more high standards. Well, it's kind of being balanced right now. Like more people are like realizing, like I don't know, like on social media platforms, people advocate for like, oh, true beauty, like women shouldn't have to look like this in order for a person to like them and stuff. So yeah, miss, like things are changing right now. Like if you go on social media, things are changing depending on like the group you're in.
Okay, but like, you know, Brittany's saying people would refuse.
Yeah, people do like refuse and stuff. They don't want to face it.
Ooh, okay, wait, real miss. Sorry, we're playing back and forth, miss.
Oh,
So
I'm
real
sorry,
quick-
Miss. I didn't.
No, it's okay. I wanted to ask this question right now. Miss, you want to ask the question? Because I think it's true. Beauty causes racism. Do you guys agree? Maybe I asked it too soon, miss. I should have waited till we saw
Yes,
that.
it does.
Wait, what? How do you know?
Well, explain to me what you mean by that, miss.
No, you explain.
Andy says no.
What? Andy Alcazar, Andy Franco or Andy Alcazar?
Alcazar.
Andy, you're saying that beauty does not cause racism? Explain yourself.
Well, I think like people like they have this certain preference, and like for example, um let's say, oh, this person likes this type of hairstyle on everyone, and when they mean everyone, they mean a particular like skin color. It won't look, some people don't have that certain hair texture for them to have that particular hairstyle, and like they only refer it to like one particular race sometimes. And like people I get that they have their preferences, but also they don't realize like on what they're saying or what they're doing. Like nowadays, like people have like people, I don't know how to explain it, miss.
But Andy Alcazar didn't, you're explaining it fine. Guys, give Brittany some twinkles. Andy Alcazar, didn't beauty cause racism during World War II? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
I think racism was just a new thing that was arriving from America, because racism wasn't a thing in the European countries.
Does beauty cause racism to continue to exist? Beauty, not my definition of beauty, but beauty, the one that Chanel's talking about.
I would say nowadays, like, now it does have a correlation, but I feel like in the past, racism and beauty had no correlation.
Okay, so Miss, I'm gonna jump back to the collaboration board. So you can continue to write your thoughts on whether beauty causes racism and whether or not beauty is dangerous. Miss, can you click no? Whether or not beauty is dangerous here as we watch what? What are we gonna watch, Miss?
We're watching 3 short little videos, and you're just gonna respond like to these questions. Oh, someone asked, what do you mean dangerous?
Like, does beauty hurt people? Can beauty cause wars?
Yeah, mental, physical, emotional danger.
Mr. Rivera, can you talk to Kaylee in a breakout room?
Miss, a perfect example of that is like if you go to Beyonce's music video of Beauty Hurts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. You can look it up right now.
Okay, but why? Why does beauty hurt? Why is beauty dangerous?
Because people go to like an extreme to look a certain way, like meaning to take diet pills or
What?
yeah, or like
No.
yeah,
No.
diet pills, steroids, and they damage their body, their face. They try to do surgery and that hurts them in order for them to look a certain way.
What are you saying, Brittany? Explain what you're saying. Kaylee, can you check in with Mr. Rivera? Mr. Rivera, Kaylee needs, can you talk to Kaylee about like line and form and like some things that she should try when she's drawing? The stuff we've been practicing all year. Kaylee, respond to Mr. Rivera. Brittany, what do you mean? Brittany, you said women of color are seen as less and degraded a lot. What does that have to do with beauty?
Okay, that has to do with beauty because some people like may have other like features that others don't. So like say if I have like, I don't know, like a nice nose and then like some like nice lips, but naturally. So basically like people would make fun of you for that, but next thing you know, it would be like in a perfect example of like what people pay for, like how Chanel was talking about how people get like lip injections and everything. So they would make fun. They used to get like people used to get made fun of it, but now all of a sudden, like everyone wants to have like big lips or like they get their nose done like that.
Because the standards have switched.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I want you to continue to answer these thoughts on Nearpod. Nearpod. Sorry, miss, I robbed the screen from you.
No worries.
I want to bring more people in. So as you're watching this video, write some thoughts down. Okay, everyone look, because this happens fast. This is what Chanel and Melanie and Brittany are talking about. Beauty. There's what I see beauty, but then there's beauty. This is where it comes from. This is the source. No wonder our perception of beauty is distorted. How we see beauty is messed up. We've been brainwashed. Distorted means twisted. Why? Who's to blame? Whose fault is it? Unmute yourselves or write on the collaboration board. Twinkles, Miss Hibbler, you're doing great. Oh, look at Gilberto. Gilberto, you want to unmute yourself? You're on fire.
He says, nah, I'm good.
You want to read it, miss?
Yeah, Gilberto, this is such a good point. It's okay. Beauty causes jealousy of another person because you also want to have beauty standards. Yes, because if you're a Black person, people will say you're ugly because of your own skin color. I guess the one who is racist are to blame.
Does beauty? Oh yeah, go on, miss.
Oh no, I feel like we should maybe we should stay on this point before we move on to another one. So.
I guess like, does beauty keep racism going? I think that's kind of like the question we're keep returning to, which Andy was like, well, yeah, nowadays beauty's to blame. So like by facing it and facing the problem, we can fix it, right? So here's another example of that problem. Please explain the problem in the chat Or sorry, on Nearpod. I'm looking on Nearpod, giving points on Nearpod. So look here. This is weird. This is weird. No one can be this, whatever this is. Okay. So it says on December 18th, 2011, a global proposal was created to encourage mandatory disclaimers when manipulating. Manipulating means messing up, photoshopping. If you manipulate someone, Photoshop messes with their mind. A disclaimer when manipulating bodies in advertising. So now, I don't know if this proposal was passed, but they were asking, it should be required for advertisements to say this body was altered, because beauty is so dangerous. Beauty is hurting people. It's messing with people. It's perpetuating racism. Do you agree with me yet? Can you explain? Unmute yourselves. Anyone out there? Miss, you want to narrate some of what you're seeing on Nearpod?
Joshua says, hello, I am here. Do you want to unmute and explain, Josh?
Oh, I just said I think to some degree it's more or less how people view beauty and not the beauty itself.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, it's just like their perspective on beauty itself, you know?
But don't you think that some people are victims of beauty? Like, it's not their fault, you know, like some people can't control how they see beauty because they're so young. Like we're too weak. We've been weakened by the perception of beauty. Like, for example, children. This study has been done again and again and again, and it always gets the same results 40 years later. There are tons of videos like this. You can find them on YouTube.
Is the black doll? And which one is the white doll? Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and she has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
Can you show?
Okay, so remember he said which doll is the ugly one, and where did they point? Where did the child point? He said which doll is the ugly one? Miss, do you want to unmute yourself and speak to any of these powerful things that have?
Yeah, I mean, Melanie Cruz just posted in the chat something that I want to bring some attention to. To be anti-racist, you have to unlearn racism. To do that, you have to come to terms with the fact that you and everyone else is inherently racist, or else you will never get anywhere. You will just keep arguing with yourself to your own self-perfection, and that is also a direct result of our own beauty and what we see as beautiful. And we need to show that there are diverse meanings with different types of races and cultures that also show people flaws. The news also plays a role in this because they never show the good that minorities do.
Are y'all seeing how it's all related?
I don't know. And someone made the point that racism isn't something that people are born with, it's taught.
Yeah, that's like, I agree with that. It's like when a pit bull, like they look like bad, but like they're just raised like that. They're not actually, bad.
And who's to say what looks bad and what looks good? Like, where did we even learn that? Like, where do we learn that black is evil? Like, where does that even come from? Like, we need to unteach ourselves these things. And by unteaching ourselves and by creating our identity boxes and creating our own beauty through art and self-expression is the opposite of oppression. We're like resisting. By creating a new definition of beauty, it is an act of resistance. That's why this lesson is so serious, and it's an act of fighting for your own happiness, for yourself and for the rest of the world. Because if you model strong beauty and loving yourself, that'll give other people strength. Any other quotes that you want to bring attention to, Miss?
Mr. asked to be brought back.
Oh, sorry.
Some people are saying, agree with Brittany. You learn racism from others, social, racial profiling. Yeah, society and other options. Wait, opinions on them?
Welcome back, Mr. Rivera. We're getting deep over here. I mean, period 7 is on fire. So we only have what?
Sorry, Melanie just posted something else.
Okay, go. She's on fire. Melanie, Professor Melanie, go. I love it.
Do you want to unmute, Melanie? She said that's why we gotta unlearn it. It's our responsibility. It's not Black people's jobs to tell you.
I mean, you can't like fully unlearn it. It's always going to be there, that thought, but like you can certainly stop being racist.
But is it that easy?
No, it's not easy.
I mean, I think it's already like a really positive thing to be able to say that, like a lot of people don't want to say that they have biases.
I feel like beauty is the source of bias. Beauty. Okay, we're behind. I want everyone to write about this movie in Nearpod. This is all good. I wish I could sit in your classes and learn from you. I love it when the kids teach me more. I mean, this is great. This is good stuff. Okay, so many points. This is a different assignment if you're typing in Nearpod about what you're seeing. What is happening? Why is this woman there? Okay, like what is going on? What does she want? Why is she in this bed? Discuss on Nearpod, react on Nearpod about what's going on. Extra points if you're posting.
Nurse, brought you your sleeping medicine, honey. Is it night already? It's 9:30. What about the day? What about it? Was it a beautiful day? Was the sun out? Was it warm? Kind of warm.
Write about strong quotes.
Were there clouds in the sky? I suppose there were. I never was much for staring up at the sky all the time. I used to look up at the clouds a lot. If you stare at them long enough, they become things, Ships, people, anything you want, really. If you stare at them long enough. It's time to take a temperature. There's one other thing. Well, nurse, when will they take the bandages off?
Why is she there?
Until they decide it's safe for your face. I know. It's pretty bad, isn't it? I've seen worse. But it's pretty bad, isn't it?
How does she look
I
under
know
the
it's pretty
bandages?
bad. Ever since I was a little girl, people have always turned away from me.
Points for Gilbert.
I can remember a child screaming when she looked at me.
Points for Jose.
I never wanted to be beautiful. I just wanted people not to scream when they looked at me. When nurse, when will they take the bandages off? Please.
Easy. Let me take your temperature.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the next day. You've been waiting so long now, it doesn't make that much difference whether it's 2 days or weeks. It doesn't. Dr. Bernardi, evening report on patient 307. Resting comfortably, no temperature change.
Thank you, nurse. I'll be right down.
Ever see her face?
Ah,
307.
these nurses.
If it were mine, I'd bury myself in a grave someplace.
Oh,
You've been introduced
my
to Miss
gosh.
Janet Tyler, who lives in a very private world of darkness, a universe whose dimensions are the size, thickness, and length of the bandages that cover her face. In a moment, we'll witness the removal of those bandages, and we'll see what's under them. Keeping in mind, of course, that we're not to be surprised by what we see, because this isn't just a hospital. And this patient, Janet Tyler, patient number 307, is not just a woman, because this happens to be.
Okay. So guys, this is a very, very important movie that has to do with this whole upcoming unit. So I need you to make sure that you are understanding this film.
Warm this evening, Miss Tyler? I thought it was. Very warm.
Keep writing thoughts.
Take my
Points
word
for
for it.
Randy.
We'll have those bandages off you very shortly. I expect you're uncomfortable.
I'm used to it by now.
I've no doubt.
Used to it.
This is your 9th? Is this your 9th procedure?
The 11th.
11.
Sometimes I think I live my whole life inside of a dark cave. There's kind of a comfort, though, living in a cave. It's so private. No one can ever see me. It's hopeless, isn't it, Doctor? I'll never look any different.
Well, it's hard to say. Up until now, you haven't responded to any of our procedures. But there's no way of telling until we get the ramping off.
How's it going?
No more.
Oh, miss, we can't hear the audio when you mute yourself.
I don't think she could hear us.
I don't think so either.
I can try texting her. Oh, this is the best part.
You're not alone,
Sorry,
Miss Tyler.
I muted it. Sorry.
You realize that, don't you? You're hardly alone. Many others share your misfortune. People who look much as you do. Now, one of the alternatives, should this last procedure prove to be unsuccessful, the state will allow you to live
The
comfortably
state?
among
Who
those
is
of
the
your
state?
own kind.
My own kind?
It's a haven for people like you. Now,
How
who
does she
knows, you
look?
might even like it there.
It's not fair, Doctor. I don't want to live among freaks. I want to live among normal people.
Look, Miss Tyler, we are not unsympathetic to your condition. Your presence here in this hospital attests to that. We're
You
going to
guys
do
trust
everything we
this
can
doctor?
for you, but you're going to have to be realistic.
I could wear a mask. Or this bandage.
A mask.
I wouldn't bother anyone. I'd just go my own way. I'd take a job, any job. Who are you people anyway? And what gives you the right to decide where I live and how I live?
I'm just a doctor. Only the state can determine social policy. All we can do is follow the rules that they lay down for us.
But it's not fair, doctor. People who are different having to stay away from the people who are normal. Who decides what's normal? The state isn't God, doctor.
Miss Tyler, please.
But the state is not God. He hasn't the right to punish people for an accident of birth. It hasn't the right to make ugliness a crime.
Miss Tyler, now I've got to ask that you stop this kind of talk immediately. Do you understand me? Immediately.
I should fast forward. We're running out of time. Okay, so she goes on, yada, 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 and she talks about how she wants to be different, then she starts to freak out.
Doctors decided to remove the bandages in 307. He wants to have the anesthesist to stand by.
Anesthesia, please. Wanted for 307. Yes. She sees what she looks like. She may get violent.
Look, obedience leads to harmony. Mr. Rivera was talking about this, like this idea of conformity. Like if you're conformist and if you're like everyone else, the whole world will be peaceful. So then the doctor talks on about how he's having second thoughts. Miss, do you want to, while I'm finding the other one, do you want to highlight anything that you've read in any of these comments? So keep writing on Nearpod. We're going to keep going.
And you cross your fingers and...
So doctor's having regrets, blah, 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 blah. He's questioning whether or not he should like make the woman feel this way. He's wondering if it's actually beautiful to be different. The nurse is like, oh, doctor, don't say such things. And then who does this dictator remind you of?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I shall talk to you about glorious conformity.
Ha!
About the delights and the ultimate pleasure of our unified society. You recall, of course, that directionless, unproductive, over-sentimentalized era in man's history when it was assumed that dissent was a natural and healthy adjunct to society. You recall that during this period of time, there was a strange, over-sentimentalized concept that it mattered not that people were different, that this world could exist in some sort of crazy patchwork glued together in a fragmented society. We know now that that was wrong. Now, as I'm back, I want you to keep your eyes open. I want you to describe to me the different shading of light as you perceive it, as each layer of those bandages come off. Or if you start to get them.
Okay, and then she's like slowly like taking off the bandages and it takes forever. And you should really watch this on your own. We'll go ahead. What do you guys, unmute yourself. What do you think she's gonna look like? The suspense is killing me. What is she gonna look like?
Done
Anyone?
all we could. If we were successful, all well, final, as we discover these results.
If I'm still so ugly, is there any other alternative? Could I be put away?
Under certain circumstances, Miss Tyler, the state does provide for the extermination of certain undesirables.
Extermination?
There are many factors to be considered, though, that bear on that decision. And under the circumstances, considering your age and your general physical condition, I doubt very much if we could permit anything but your transfer to a communal group of people with your disability.
You'll make me go then.
That'll probably be the case. This time, be very quiet, please. Keep your eyes open.
Oh my gosh, someone hold me. What's gonna happen? I'm so scared.
Now here. I wish you every good luck.
He said she looks like, yeah, she was disabled. Oh! She has another mask! They're milking it. What happened? Hold, please. How many kids said, bruh? I just want to know.
A lot.
I love it. Okay.
Change at all. Please. Needle, please. A single approach. A single philosophy of government. That is we must no longer permit the ugly to exist within our society. They must be removed. It is essential in this society that we not only have them, but that we conform to pursuit. Conformity, we must worship and hold. Conformity is our king. Don't be afraid, Miss Tyler. This is a representative of the group you're to live with. Oddly enough, you came right to it. Well, now, you will hurt you. Janet, this is Mr. Smith. He's in charge of the village group you're to live with. You'll be able to live
Do you
on
get
your
it?
own
Right on Nearpod.
Miss Tyler.
We have a lovely village and wonderful people. I think you'll like it where I'm going to take you.
And they take her away with Mr. Smith. What's going on? Can anyone unmute themselves and explain? Because I got a lot of people who don't get it, and a lot of people don't get it, and then they never speak up. It's really important that you get it. What's happening? Unmute yourself, please. Is that David Hasselhoff? No. Why is Mr. Smith, like, where are they're sending Mr. Smith and Miss Tyler away? Why? What did Mr. Smith and Miss Tyler ever do? And why is Miss Tyler so upset? Unmute yourself, please.
That's because they're different from the rest.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So difference bad? Since when?
Since this movie or film.
Or since all of human behavior?
Or, yeah, that too, I guess.
Miss, you can relate it to society now, but like I guess you can say the roles are reversed. No, like the other people are the ones getting sent away and stuff.
They look young. So
It's
they're
just that
yeah, go on, sir.
it's just that the other ones look quote unquote like ugly, but these just look good, and like these people look nice, you know.
Wait, you're saying Mr. Smith and this lady look nice?
Yeah,
They look nice? Then why are they being sent away?
because they're different from the rest.
So are they ugly? Oh, Andy's saying the doctor is beautiful. Y'all letting the chats up on fire, but you get your real points for unmuting and writing on Nearpod. She wants to be normal, but she looks pretty normal to me, Letzi. I don't understand. Sorry, Mr. Rivera, I'm going long. I'm trying to crunch so much in. I'll text you.
Normal in the way that she looks like the rest and like that. So to the like this is beauty right here. Like to them, it's just like looking different. But like
they're all
when
beautiful.
they look up, yeah. And when
And
they look,
they're ugly. They're different. The ones who are walking away.
yes, to society, to them.
So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, so it's up to us. Yes, period 7?
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, it's just like everyone has to agree on something.
Is that possible? Can we fix?
I mean, some people just don't change. Some people just stick with what they, believe.
But what if we all stood up and we made, let's say, a promise, and we like created our true beauty and we put it out there and we lifted each other up by sharing our beauty, by taking off our mask? Could we save the world? I mean, could we turn beauty inside out? Really? You think so?
Well, if we all agree on something.
So what do we agree on? What can we agree on? What is beauty?
Beauty's just who you are.
So on that, your identity box is due the brainstorm on asynchronous days, everyone. So really, really like make sure you do those 4 bubble map brainstorms, you add on, you post those to Seesaw, and then start to plan your identity box, start to collect objects, pictures, everything you need for your identity box. Take a picture that you're starting it. You're gonna do that on Thursday for async day. And then there are office hours today if you're stuck with your self-portrait due at the end. I want everyone to remember this. This is so important. I'm gonna put it on YouTube so we could go back, we could watch if we weren't paying attention. Y'all, Chanel, Dr. Melanie Cruz. Melanie, can you make that point you were making? I feel like you said it so well. Can you make the point like that you were making earlier in the chat? As we wrap up and think about how beauty is tied into race?
I said that trauma that Black people have experienced is not to be someone's journey of self-discovery, because they will still have to hold on to the trauma that you gave them, and just by apologizing and living your life like nothing happened is not going to change the fact that you did harm this person in a way that probably will affect them for the rest of their life. And you just saying, well, I'm not racist anymore, doesn't change the fact that you did what you did, and you have it to hold to yourself, that you will have to hold that thought that you did something to them that caused them to think about their own perception of themselves for the rest of their life. Like, you have someone's trauma that you have to hold on to yourself now because you caused them that pain.
So Melanie, what do you think is the solution then? Like, how do we move forward? So you're saying that trauma will exist no matter what. So how do we move forward from here?
You have to learn it to yourself. You have to teach yourself. You have to unlearn these behaviors that you're doing, and not just by apologizing, like being involved in these communities and actually trying to do something to change, because apologizing isn't going to change the fact that you did something.
Is accepting beauty standards an act of doing something? Like does accepting these fake beauty standards cause harm?
Yes, but you not just with these beauty standards. You have to also like bring it to yourself that there's much more than what's personified, like right where you're seeing right now. And it's not just of you like telling yourself, okay, now I'm not racist anymore, so it should be fine. But you owe it to those people that you cause harm to, like not just by saying some words. You have to be active. You have to do something actually physically.
And what are those physical actions? Does anyone have ideas? Like
getting involved, stepping up for people that you know that they're hurting. You know, giving back to your community, giving back to their community, which they need. Because who else is going to be there for them? You already know that that's already happening to them because you already caused that pain. So what are you going to do now? You have to help them. You can stand back and think, well, I did something and now I don't have anything to do anymore. I did something, now I can leave. Like, no, you have to stay there because you did that. And
So-
even if you didn't do anything, you still have it to yourself and your own responsibility, because it's not their responsibility to teach you how to not be racist. You have to learn that to yourself. You have to teach it to yourself. You have to teach it to your children, and so they can do it again.
So it's a lifelong act.
Exactly.
Mhm. So I just want to applaud everyone for, like, we talked about a lot of complex issues, and now 89 minutes, I can't do math, 79 minutes. And twinkles to Melanie. Melanie, can I put this on YouTube for the class just in case someone walked away? Melanie Cruz and Chanel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
So you guys, and Brittany, and who else talked? Josh. So you guys, like, bringing voice to the voiceless. I just want you to understand, like, Melanie, you just did that, right? You just told someone's untold story, but this is a lifelong commitment. So what we're talking about with the identity box, right? Like, Melanie's making the point, self-discovery, discovering yourself with the identity box, that's just the beginning, right? That's step one in the unit. This is a lifelong commitment that I know Jose's like, she went all out. We love it. We love that. This is just the beginning, right? This is a lifelong commitment. So that's why we're doing a promise. We're making a promise. So you have to, like, meditate on your exit slip is like, what human behaviors do you want to commit to? So you see here, you have your collage. You started with your collage, right? We started, this is the beginning. But the next slide, what are the human behaviors, the negative behaviors that we want to leave behind, and the positive behaviors that we want to commit to, not just once, but like every day, like making a promise about how we're going to live our lives differently. Okay. And like beauty standards, like Melanie say, right, Melanie, it's like just the beginning. Like, it's so much deeper. There's so much harm's been done. This is just one aspect, and you will continue to learn more about how complicated these issues are and how it impacts history in Mr. Bryan and Mr. Garcia's class. Anyone else have something to say before we close out this important lesson? I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. All right, everyone. I hope everyone learned something new that they didn't know, says Chanel. Ms. Hibbler, is there anything that was brought up that we didn't capture?
I don't think so. I think we got everything good. Joshua, you're good. You can go. He said I gotta go.
All right, guys. Supply distribution later. Come to office hours if you have self-portrait questions.